The first 5 questions based on what? I'll read out the instructions. In each of the following sentences, 5 options are given. You are required to identify the best way of writing the sentence in the context of the correct usage of standard written English. While doing so, you have to ensure that the message being conveyed remains the same in all the cases. Meaning should not change. Option 1 repeats the question sentence if the given sentence is correct as it is. Then choose option A as your correct answer choice. Now, I'll read out the first sentence. The trend toward a decrease in the working hours is already evident in the longer weekend given to employees in many multinational organizations. Now, in all the sentences, when you read a sentence like this, first you should get the doubt toward. You may think it is not right, it should be towards. Check all the sentences, do you find, underline every sentence, what do you see? That means, is it right or wrong? Using your common sense. Please underline all the expressions, you see the same word. Then write in your notebook, please write toward, towards, both mean the same. Both are grammatically correct. Have you started early or no? It's sharp 2 o'clock. So please write toward, towards. Also make a note, both mean the same. Both are grammatically correct. You may also get the doubt, please underline the word weekend. Write 2 words. The spelling is different. In this word, which part of speech is it? Please write noun. And what is this word? What is the verb form? Please write weekend is the verb. It's a regular verb. So what is the past form of it? Weekend. That is a verb, a regular verb. Now you have to, these are all lengthy sentences, not that easy to make out one reading. Whenever you come across a lengthy sentence, try to identify the phrases and the clauses, then try to spot the error. The trend toward or towards what? A decrease in the working hours. What is the subject here? All this is a clause. Please underline the trend towards a decrease in the working hours. This is a subject, all these words. And what is the verb here? Is. So in the first part, whatever words you see in the position of a subject, the trend toward or towards a decrease in the working hours, do you find any error? Is any error? No. Already evident, any error? Already evident where? Ask the question where? In the longer weekend given to employees, do you find any error? In many where again where? In many multinational organizations. So there is no error as such. So what is the answer based on that? The first option is the answer. But all said and done, for your level, looking at your skill set or looking at your exposure to the context, it is not an easy question. It is not at all an easy question. And looking at the time factor, how much time do you get to read a sentence like this? Less than a minute, a few seconds, am I right? In a few seconds, you have to decide, look at every word, every part, identify the phrases and clauses and decide whether it is right or wrong. Again, it takes a great deal of expertise and guts to decide the given sentence is right. That is a very difficult thing to do. Only a few candidates will choose a fifth option. What is the fifth option usually? No error. They get the doubt, why will they give a correct sentence? Logical thinking. But sometimes you have to respect that option. So this is a question where you have to respect the given sentence. This is a little tricky. Again, under pressure, if you read, you cannot get it right. So what is this? First, I'll read out option, the first one. Using it wisely. Leisure, usually people say leisure, leisure. Leisure means what? Write the meaning of that. Leisure means free time. Free time or spare time. Free time. So using it wisely, leisure promotes health, long life, efficiency, and happiness. At the outset, when you see a question like this, you have to think of parallel expression. Now we'll ask the question, we'll not consider the first part, just keep it aside. Leisure promotes what? You ask the question. Leisure promotes what? Health. Which part of speech is it? Long life, efficiency, and happiness. So do you find any error here? No. Perfect. Parallel expression, perfect. Now you have to decide, using it wisely. Leisure promotes health, long life, efficiency, and happiness. Same thing repeated. If used wisely, leisure promotes health, long life, efficiency, and happiness. Hold this one. Having used it wisely, it talks about, the sentence talks about a fact or something past or in future, happened in fact. Can you use the expression, having used it wisely? Having used, please underline the expression having used, it goes with present or past or future. Why no response? Present, perfect. Now my question, present or past or future? Please write past. It goes with what? Past. When do you use this? Now imagine I locked my house, then I came here. How many actions? 2 actions. One is the locking house, the second is coming over here. Now I can use 2 patterns. One pattern I can use past perfect tense. I can say, I had locked the house before I came here. What is the conjunction I have used? Before. The second pattern I can use is perfect participle. What will I say? Having locked the room, having locked the room or the house, I came here. So that goes into past. But here the sentence talks about what? A fact. Which tense are you supposed to use? Present tense. If it is used wisely, leisure promotes health, long life, efficiency, and happiness. Hold the second option, hold the fourth option. If when using wisely, is it grammatically correct? Mark it wrong. Now you have to decide between the second option. If used wisely, here you don't see the pronoun. If used wisely, leisure promotes. And the fourth option is what? If it is used wisely, leisure promotes. A pattern like this, we don't have to mention the pronoun. We don't have to mention the pronoun. Based on that, what is the answer? Second option or fourth option? The second option. When you say, if used wisely, leisure promotes, so it's understood. If used wisely, when you say that used, what is used wisely? Leisure. Then if you say, if it is used wisely, you are bringing the pronoun to the first position. We use a pronoun in the first position or second position. Generally, we mention the noun. After that, we use a pronoun. We cannot use in the first position. Logically, it is not right. So what is the answer here? If used wisely, leisure promotes health, all those things. We want that, this is again very difficult for 2 reasons. The context is not a familiar context. It doesn't go with youngsters like you. And it's a lengthy sentence, not easy to make out. We want the trainer to be him, who has the best rapport knowledge about the subject and the most superior communication skills. Last time also I said I'm not convinced with this expression. Rapport knowledge, it doesn't sound right. But in all the expressions, I think they have used rapport knowledge. So common sense, is it right or wrong? You have to accept it. Now, where is the problem here? Please underline the pronoun him. Which form is it? Is it the subject form or object form? Object form, please make a note. And in the second option, underline he. Which form is it? Subject form. And third option, again you underline him. Fourth option, him. What is the fifth option? Again you underline him. Now, whether you know or not, 4 options you have the same pronoun in the object form. Only one option has a subject form. Presence of mind, common sense, what is the answer? The one with the subject form. One way of looking at the question. The other way of looking at the question, we'll go to, which option is that? He. We want the trainer to be a person. Then a person, who is that person? He is the person. You use the subject form or the object form? Subject form. So you want the trainer to be he who has the best rapport knowledge, he who has the best knowledge, he who knows everything, he who comes every day, he who teaches every day. Do you see similar patterns? So him is right or he is right. So what is the answer based on that? But all said and done, within the stipulated time period, under tremendous pressure, these are not easy to answer, let me tell you. Only those who are really good at English and those who practice a lot, they will be able to answer. But it all depends on how you look at the sentence, because you don't get a lot of time. Please write, already I have written the meaning of the word leisure, means what? Free time. Write the meaning of the word rapport. T is silent. Rapport means what? A close and harmonious relationship, no conflict whatsoever, a perfect understanding. If you have a perfect understanding with someone, you say, I have a rapport with that person. I have a good rapport with the manager at the workplace. Have you written? Question number 4, based on what? Grammar knowledge, purely. And which topic of English grammar? Hope you guys are attentive. Conditionals. Which conditional? First you underline were. Underline the word if. The moment you see the word if, you should think of conditionals. Then you have to look at the verbs. Were, also underline would. This goes with generally conditionals. How many conditionals are there? Broadly 3 conditionals. What are they? Present conditionals, 2 in number, open, hypothetical. Past conditional, 0 conditional. But this pattern goes with expressing wishes and desires. Expressing what? Wishes and desires. I am not the CM of this state. I want to express the desire. Then what will I say? If I were the CM, I would abolish bank exams to make you happy. Okay. So what are the 2 words you have to focus on? One, whatever the subject, we have to use the helping verb to be in the plural form past. Whether it is third person singular, it doesn't matter. And second and most important, we have to use the verb would. Now do you see here, she were, any problem? No. Would be surprised, any problem? Now we'll read out the sentence. If she were to win the Olympic medal, I for one, that is a little confusing for some people, but it's a standard expression. I for one would be surprised. It goes with everyday English and written English as well. So how many of you think the given sentence is right? Perfect. That is the answer. There is no error whatsoever. If she were to win the Olympic medal, I for one would be surprised. To simplify, if she were to win the medal, I would be surprised. Remove the unwanted words and try to ask yourself, if she were to be the CM, I would do something. If I were to be the CM, I would do something. If she were to win the medal, I would be surprised. So pattern seems perfect. Then the answer is no correction required. The given sentence is right. What is the last one? This is based on parallel expression. Please make a note. Question number 5 is based on parallel expression or parallelism. The soldiers were told, please underline were told. Is it active voice or passive voice? Make a note, passive voice. Were told to do what? First you underline the verb to take a long, arduous hike. I'll show the meanings later. Pitch, underline the word pitch. Now take, which part of speech is it? Take a walk. Verb, please write verb. Pitch, verb. Have dinner. Have is what? Here you see 3 verbs, but after that, and they should be. Should is not the main verb, helping verb. So does it follow the parallel expression? No. So the given sentence is right or wrong? It is wrong. First you mark it wrong. Now you have to see where you have all the verbs. Which sentence has only the verbs? We'll go underline should be in bed. What is the 4th one? And please underline be in bed, The soldiers was or were? So not correct. You have to decide between the third and fourth. I'll read out the third option. The soldiers were told to take a long, arduous hike, pitch camp, have dinner, and be in bed by 10 p.m. What is the fourth option? Take a long, arduous hike, pitching. Can you use ing form here? Then it is not parallel expression. So what is the answer based on that? Be in bed. Should be. You cannot use two helping verbs. Be is also a helping verb used as a main verb. But only one verb has been used. Be in bed by 10 p.m. Have you written the question is related to what? Parallel expression. Now write the meaning of previous one. Okay. Please write the meaning of. Arduous means what? Involving or requiring strenuous effort, difficult and tiring. Something very difficult to do. What is the meaning of the word pitch? Pitch has got many meanings. Voice, you talk about someone's voice. What do you talk about? High pitch, low pitch. And in this context, pitch is a verb. Voice, pitch is a noun. So as a verb, what is the meaning? To erect or set up, usually a tent or the small thing you use for hiking at the time of hiking. Have you written all the 5 over? Has anyone got all the 5 correct? Oh, that's wonderful. I appreciate all those students. Now see, look at this one. Is it a short sentence or a long sentence? It looks like a paragraph. It's but the whole question, I think 2 or 3 sentences are there. We'll see the instructions. Each of the following questions has a paragraph from which the last sentence has been deleted. These questions go with para completion. Again, CAT model. Which model? CAT model. From the given options, choose the one that completes the paragraph in the most appropriate way. I'll read out. 3 centuries have passed since the polymath. Underline the word polymath. I'll show the meaning later. Polymath means a person with a lot of knowledge. Intellectual. Polymath. Don't write. I'll show the meanings later. Sir Christopher Wren predicted that a time will come when men will stretch out their eyes. They should see planets like our Earth. By most astronomers' accounts, this time is just about nigh. Nigh means near. Near, one of the meanings. Indeed, detecting big planets orbiting other stars is no longer tricky. Nearly 450 such exoplanets, endo, internal, exo, external, out. Exoplanets have been catalogued. Smaller, rocky planets orbiting at a comfortable distance from their stars, as the Earth does remain more elusive. Elusive, underline the word elusive. You have got this word many a time. What is the meaning of the word elusive? Difficult to obtain, difficult to obtain, difficult to achieve. SBI PO, what? Is elusive to many candidates. Now this is based on, I think we have to, let me read out. Most exoplanets have been discovered by inferring their presence from the rhythmic wobble. Wobble means what? Shaking, moving this side and that side. Their gravity imparts on their home star like a waltz between 2 dancers of markedly different weights. Waltz is one type of dance movement. One type of dance movement. The problem is that this method favors the discovery of large planets close to their stars. Para completion, 2 things are required. One is you have to understand the context, first and foremost. Second, you should focus on the last sentence. What does it talk about? Based on that, you should see for the continuity and select the last one more sentence to complete the paragraph. Please underline the last one. What is the problem here? The problem is that this method mentioned in the previous sentence favors the discovery of large planets close to their stars. The clue is what? Large planets. Now, based on this, to understand this, first you should have some idea about astronomy or astrophysics. Astrophysics is a pure subject, but I would rather say astronomy. What is astronomy? What does it deal with? Study of celestial bodies or stars. Star is a general word. Celestial bodies. What is the spelling of that word? Celestial. Whatever you see in the sky, celestial bodies. Now we'll see the options. As a result, the catalogue of planets is filled with huge bodies basking brightly in the light of their sun. How many of you have read these questions? Raise your hands. Only a few students. Listen attentively. Others also could listen. Try to relate. Do you think this is right or wrong? Those who have read. Right or wrong? What do you think? First option. Wrong. Okay. As a result, mankind's ability to look for extraterrestrial life remains defeated. The context is about planets, exoplanets, big planets, small planets, and extraterrestrial life. Does it come into this framework? No, mark it wrong. It doesn't talk about extraterrestrial life. It talks only about planets. As a result, planets a little farther away from their stars cannot support life. Underline the word life. Does it talk about life? No, mark it wrong. As a result, astronomers have solved the problem of looking at objects near to a star's bright glare. Common sense, that is not possible. Near star's bright glare. How can they solve that problem? That is not practically possible. And none of these. It's a bit surprising. The answer is the first option. But a few students said no. Why is it the answer, the first option? What is the last sentence here? We'll start with the last but one. Indeed, detecting big planets orbiting other stars is no longer tricky. Means easy or difficult? Easy. Nearly 450 such exoplanets have been catalogued. Smaller rocky planets orbiting at a comfortable distance from their stars, as the Earth does remain more elusive. So what do you understand? Bigger planets easy to find out, smaller planets remain elusive. And what is the impact of that? The first option says what? No, I'm sorry. Here, the problem is that this method favors the discovery of large planets close to their stars. There is a particular method. That method favors what? Discovery of large planets. When it favors the discovery of large planets, you catalog those planets. What do you see? Large planets or small planets? Obviously, large planets. So what is the first option here? As a result, impact of that, the catalog of planets is filled with huge bodies basking brightly in the light of their sun. So what is the answer? The first option is the answer. But questions like these questions are only for those who read a lot and those who have awareness about the particular context. Imagine you know something about astronomy as a layman, not as a professional. Please remember, when I talk about, you should know something about everything and everything about something, my usual quote. You should know something about everything. What do I mean by that? From a layman's point of view, you should know the basics. You don't have to go deep into it. Then you become a professional. Astronomy as a field, you should have basic knowledge. What does the word, what does it mean? And which solar system do we belong to? What is the name of our solar system? What is the name of our galaxy, Milky Way? How many planets belong to our solar system? How many planets are called inner planets? 4. How many planets are called outer planets? 5. What do we have between the inner planets and outer planets? This is a basic knowledge I'm talking about. As a curious person, as a person inquisitive about science, as a person inquisitive about in and around what is happening, basic knowledge. If you have that awareness, this is easy to answer. But in my opinion, 10 out of 100 may have that inquisitiveness. How many? 10 out of 100. And 90 various factors, financial factors, social factors, cultural factors, family background, opportunity, they don't get a chance to become inquisitive. Priorities differ from person to person. For me, priority is acquiring knowledge. Some people may find it crazy. For some people, making money is the main goal. For some people, becoming very popular is a main goal. You agree or you don't agree? So it all depends on your attitude and your ambition, what exactly you enjoy. All said and done, questions like these, my suggestion, in the exam, ignore. What is the suggestion? Quickly, decide quickly and don't touch, don't look at these questions. There are two problems if you look at these questions. One, your self-esteem gets affected because it's a tough question. Your confidence gets affected. Second, you attempt, a lot of time goes waste and there's no guarantee you get it right. And you spend time, you don't get it right, it becomes a bigger problem. And it's a chain reaction, right or wrong. So keep away from questions like these. Decide quickly and ignore. Now write the meanings of these words. Please write polymath, a person with wide knowledge or learning. Walking encyclopedia, last time I gave the idiomatic expression. Intellectual of the highest order. Nigh means what? Near, almost. But in this context, the first meaning of the word, what is it? Near, it's almost there. Exo means external. What is opposite? Endo. Exoskeleton, endoskeleton. Internal skeleton, external skeleton. What we have is endoskeleton. Have you written? Please write the meaning of these three words. So verbal means what? A movement from side to side that shows poor balance. Waltz is a ballroom dance movement, also one type of dance. It goes with Western culture, not our culture, not a familiar word. We all know only one dance, disco dance. Am I right? That's a popular word in our country. But those people, they have a lot of words like tango, waltz, so many words are there. We don't have to learn also, not required. And what is the last one? Basking means what? To lie or sit enjoying the warmth, especially of the sun. That is one meaning. First you write this meaning. Then you write one expression. Basking in glory or success, please write. Means enjoying the success or achievement. This word is not a familiar word in our culture. We don't use this word, B-A-S-K, basking, especially the first meaning. But if you take Westerners, it's a regular word. What is the reason? They look very pale, close quarters, Westerners. So they get exposed to sun to get tanned. To get what? Please write one word, T-A-N, tan. Tanning. Tanning means what? Get the brown shade or wheatish shade. We spend millions of rupees on becoming fair, fair and lovely, the most popular brand in South India. And they spend a lot of money on getting tanned. They want to get that brown shade or wheatish shade. For that they spend money. And we spend money for the opposite. That is human nature. We can't help it. Whatever it is, shall I move on? What is the question number 7? This is again a little tricky. The basic principle in magic is that if you believe in the magic you do, the audience will too. So what do you understand? Your belief matters a lot. If you believe, audience will also believe. Secondly, magic does not happen on stage, a categorical negative statement. It does not happen on stage, but in the minds of the audience. Where does it happen? In the minds of the audience, because it is illusion. It doesn't happen on stage, it happens in the mind of the audience, minds of the audience. Now, based on that, what is the first option here? Magic is like a tree that you water and nurture. Is it a related option? Mark it wrong. There is psychology to magic. Seems right, hold that one. A successful magician just triggers off the magic. Now, when the first sentence talks about what? The basic principle in magic is that if you believe in the magic you do, the audience will too. So, where is the key? With the audience or with the magician? Magician. So, third option talks about what? A successful magician just triggers off the magic. It goes with that idea. A little alteration to a card, a coin or napkin can create magic. No, not relevant. So, what is the answer here? The third option. There is psychology to magic also seems right. But the very first sentence talks about where does it start? In the mind of the magician. So, he can trigger it off. Not easy one, I am telling you. Please remember, if you don't get these right, at any cost don't get disappointed, don't lose your confidence. Not easy within the stipulated time period. Shall I read out question number 8? Iceland has a lot of volcanoes and it is a rare decade when one of them doesn't erupt, means they erupt regularly. So, why is eruption of, this word is very difficult to pronounce. I am not going to pronounce it. Causing such chaos. Chaos means what? Confusion. And what does that mean for the future? He asks a question, what does it mean for the future? Then continuity of thought. Question, the answer to the first question is that this volcanic eruption is peculiarly well attuned, conditioned, tuned or suited to messing with international air travel. Underline the key word, international air travel. Most eruptions of a similar size would do a lot less long distance harm. Now we have to see the options. First question, he gave the answer. What is the answer? Peculiar to messing with international air travel. The key words here, international air travel. Now, the answer to the second is that very little is known about the effects of erupting volcanoes on air travel. He is deviating from the point, so not correct. The answer to the second is that many of Europe's busiest airports will remain out of action for some time. Hold this one, Europe, hold that one. The answer to the second is that the future of air travel, at least in Europe, is bleak. Here please underline air travel. The answer to the second is that the less well attuned but considerably larger eruptions are all but certain in decades to come. Again, not relevant. Now, I said the key words, the answer to the first question, international air travel. Now, we have to decide between the second option and the third option. Second option talks about international air travel or specifically Europe. Europe. Do you see the expression international air travel? No. Third option, the answer to the second is that the future of air travel, because air travel, at least in Europe, is bleak. At least in Europe means he is talking about international air travel. So, based on that, what is the answer? Third option is the answer. It is not that easy to make out, all said and done. Please write the meaning of chaos. We have written many a time. Chaos means what? Confusion. This paper is, in a way, confusing paper. The first 10 questions. But the second word is an important word. Please write the meaning of the word attune. Make receptive or aware. Make receptive or aware. We don't experience the volcanoes regularly, but some countries they experience regularly. Have you written? 9 and 10, a new pattern. What is it? First, I'll read out the instructions. The following questions are based on the reasoning contained in brief statements or passages. For some questions, more than one of the choices could conceivably answer the question. However, you are to choose the best answer. That means what? One or two options seem right, but you have to choose the best option. That is, the response that most accurately and completely answer the question. You should not make assumptions that are by common sense standards implausible, superfluous, or incompatible with the passage. So, no assumptions should be made. Do you understand? Now, sometimes what happens, please underline the word assumptions, also underline implausible, superfluous, incompatible. Last year, not last year, 2017, RRB PO, the talk was many students could not understand the instructions. What was the talk? Many candidates could not understand the instructions. If you come across instructions like these, I'm sure you cannot understand. To understand the instructions, you have to know the meaning of first the word assumption. Assumption means what? You assume something. Without any evidence, you think something is right or wrong. And implausible, not possible, seems not possible, not likely. And superfluous means what? Two meanings are there. One meaning, please write the meaning, a redundancy. A redundancy. Also write unnecessary. Unnecessary is a better word. Unnecessary or redundancy. And what is the next word here? Incompatible. How many of you know the meaning of the word compatible? Please write one expression, intellectual compatibility. Intellectual compatibility. Today, a lot of youngsters, at the time of marriage, they are looking for intellectual compatibility. Means what? Same wavelength. Your ideas, your thinking should match. Otherwise, you think of the North Pole, your partner thinks of the South Pole. What will happen? You're always at loggerheads. Every day there is a movie or picture, and you can watch on 70 mm screen, right or wrong. So, incompatible means what? Not matching. Compatible means matching. Incompatible, not matching. Now, this is purely, it goes with political science students. A layman, if you can focus on one or two words, you can get the right answer. Now, what are the key words? First, I'll read out the given sentence. Deep down, the Greek economic crisis is yet another manifestation of what I call the political trilemma. This is a key word. Please underline the word trilemma. Trilemma means what? Three things. Three. You all know that. Of the world economy. So, what are the three things? Please underline. Economic globalization, political democracy, and the nation state are mutually irreconcilable. Irreconcilable means what? Not compatible. Not compatible. You cannot have all the three at the same time. Now, what is the meaning of the word nation state? This is a political term. Generally, when we say a state, a layman thinks a state like Andhra Pradesh or Telangana or Karnataka. But a political science student, when he comes across the word state, he thinks of a nation state. Means what? Please write the meaning. An independent country. An independent country or a sovereign country. Sovereign. Sovereign means politically independent. Independent country. So, they are mutually irreconcilable. That is a key word again. That means what? You can have only two things at a time. You cannot have all the three things. Hope you are listening carefully. We can have at most two at one time. So, it is explained. Democracy is compatible with national sovereignty only if we restrict globalization. If we push for globalization while retaining the nation state, we must jettison democracy. I'll show the meanings later. Jettison means to remove, to push out. Usually it goes with aeroplanes. Aeroplane, too much of load, then they offload a few suitcases or something like that. Then we use the expression jettisoned, the past form. I'll show the meanings later. Now the third combination, here how many combinations have been touched? Please underline democracy and nation state, first option. Second, globalization and nation state. Now you have to consider the third option. What is the third option? Any option, only two things should be possible. Now we'll see. Only democracies can accommodate globalization and the concept of nation state. Is it right? Why? Because three things accommodating, that is not possible. Only two things can be accommodated. If we want democracy along with nation state, globalization will have to be encouraged. This also goes against that concept of incompatibility. Only two things are possible. If we want globalization along with democracy, the feeling of nationalism must be strong. This also talks about three things, not correct? What is the fourth option? If we want nation state along with globalization, democracy is mandatory. This talks about two or three. Three, mark it wrong. If we want democracy along with globalization, the nation state must take a back seat. Means should not be considered. So how many things are given importance here? What are those two? One is democracy, the other is globalization. Which one has been kept behind? The nation state. So based on that, what is the answer? Fifth option is the answer. But the question is, do you get so much time in the exam to eliminate, to read, eliminate? I doubt. Please write the meaning of one is manifestation. It's a good word. Manifest means what? Display. Indication, better word is display. Manifestation means display. Trilemma, easy to make out. A difficult choice from three options. Two options, what is the word? Die. Irreconcilable, this is also a good word. Incompatible, at odds. Irreconcilable. Incompatible or at odds. Also write, I gave one idiomatic expression. What is it? At loggerheads. They are always at loggerheads. Means conflict. They don't agree. They always argue. Jettison, offload, remove. It goes with aeroplanes usually. Sometimes it goes with ships as well. But in this context, a particular idea. Have you written all the three? Shall I change? What is the next one? This is rather easy, should not be a problem. People who regularly put in overtime and work 10 or 11 hours per day increase their heart disease risk by nearly 2/3. Research suggests. The findings come from a study of 6,000 British civil servants who are civil servants, IAS officers, bureaucrats. Civil servants means IAS officers or bureaucrats. Published online in the European Heart Journal. After accounting for known heart risk factors such as smoking, doctors found those who worked 3 to 4 hours of overtime a day ran a 60% higher risk. In many ways, it confirms what occupational health doctors already know, that work-life balance plays a vital role in well-being. That is very important. Balance of what? Work and your personal life. Now the question is what? All the following can be advanced for supporting the above argument except which one? What is the first option here? People who spend more time at work have less time to exercise, relax or unwind. Seems right or wrong? Right? People who spend more time at work are more likely to be stressed, anxious or have depression. Too much of work also leads to all these problems. What is the third option? People are likely to spend more time at work when they are not happy in their personal lives. That is impossible. Okay. So it is not a practical thing. A career-minded person tends to be highly driven, aggressive or irritable. This is also right. Employees who work overtime are likely to be reluctant to be absent from work despite illness. This is also right. So what is ridiculous here? People are likely to spend more time at work when they are not happy in their personal lives. That is not. It has taken exactly 45 minutes. I was worried about this. Now we'll do it a little fast. The next 10 questions deal with what? Passage. What is the passage about? Digital economy, one thing. For what purpose? To remove corruption or remove black money. A lot of words are there which are very important. So I want you to make a note of these words, then we'll go to the questions. First, you write the word mainstreaming. Mainstream, generally used as a noun, but mainstreaming is what here? Verb. Integrating, integrate. Today, if you take the tribal people, they're not part of the mainstream. We have to integrate them. They're not part of the mainstream. So, that's an important word. Cusp, C-U-S-P, a point of transition between two different states. This is not a regular word, but still you have to learn. Cusp, a point of transition between two different states. Trinity, it goes with everyday English. You can make out the meaning based on the first three letters, Trinity. So what does it mean? A group of three things or people. Three people, three things. We use the expression Trinity. Precursor, that's also an important word. Something that happens before something else. Pre means before. What is the meaning of the word precedence? Something that happens before or happened before. So pre means before. Precursor, something that happens before something else. Have you written? Now, what is the meaning of the word unleash? Unleash means release. Please write the meaning. Release. Release. Unleash the potential. Unleash the power. Means what? Release the power. Release the potential. Grievance means what? Problem, right? And augment. Augmentation means what? Increase. Please write. Augment, increase. Stakeholders, those who are interested in a particular field or activity, but generally it goes with business, those who invest money. Then we say the stakeholders are very serious about the business. Means they have invested money in the business. Then we use the word stakeholders. Comprehensive, you got yesterday or day before yesterday. It goes with syllabus. Comprehensive means what? Touching every dimension. Complete. Comprehensive means what? Complete. Also write the word exhaustive. Exhaustive. Comprehensive syllabus or exhaustive syllabus. Complete syllabus. Exhaust has a different meaning. Exhaustive, completely different. Exhaust means what? One of the meanings to get tired, but exhaustive syllabus, comprehensive syllabus or complete syllabus. Now shall we see the questions? Almost all the questions are easy to answer based on explicit information. Now keep the hard copy with you. What is the aim of digital economy according to this passage? You may get tempted to choose the first option. Not the first option, where is this black money? The fourth option, a system that checks hawala money. But here, all of you please go to the first paragraph and the last sentence. Please go to page 3, passage, first paragraph, the last sentence. He talks about why they are interested in the digital economy and what is the objective. He takes the reader in a particular way. In the first paragraph, the last sentence talks about what? This in turn is expected to energize private investment in the country through lower cost of credit. Do you see that? Yes or no? And which option talks about that? To energize private investment in the country through lower cost of credit. Same wording. So what is the answer? Is it the second option or fourth option? Second option is the answer. Now you may ask, sir, why not the fourth option? What is the reason? The opening statement talks about what? Promotion of a digital economy is an integral part of government strategy to clean the system and weed out corruption. But here, corruption is a broad term. Hawala money is one of the dimensions of corruption. So why can't you take the fourth option? It talks about one dimension or one aspect. Then you cannot consider. But the second option clearly mentioned in the passage, the impact of this, what is it going to do, and the same wording also used in the second option. Based on that, the second option is the answer. Sometimes what happens, we take things for granted under pressure. So the moment you see corruption, you see black money, you see hawala money, there's every possibility you get tempted to choose a fourth option. You got to be careful, a little careful. How many additional new POS terminals will be introduced by banks till March 2017? Where is it? All of you please go to, I think page 4 clearly mentioned. Banks have targeted to introduce additional 10 lakh new POS terminals by March 2017. So which option is that? Easy or difficult? Clearly mentioned, you have to go there and find out. What is the name of the app that has provided increased digital transaction? Easy one. Which option is that? Fourth option. Again mentioned in the passage clearly. I'm saving time because everything is there in the passage. And we have done this already. How many people have adopted the BEAM app so far? 125 crores or lakh? Lakh. So which option is right? First option. Again mentioned in the passage. Which of the following is inappropriate statement according to the given passage? Aadhaar Pay, a merchant version of Aadhaar enabled payment system, will be launched shortly. Right or wrong? Digital economy will help to weed out the corruption from the system. Right? Government is considering the option of amending the Negotiable Instruments Act suitably. Right? The increased digital transaction will disable small and micro enterprises to access formal credit. Enable or disable? So what is not correct? Fourth option. Please underline the expression weed out. I think there's a question related to that, so I will not give the meaning now. Question number 16, what will be the appropriate title for the given passage? Digital money? No. Online transactions? No. Digital economy? Economical survey? No. None of the above. Generally title you get from the first paragraph or the last paragraph. Is the answer the third option? You have any doubt the way you're looking at me? Now 17, name the scheme to be launched shortly by the government which will be beneficial for those who don't have debit cards, mobile wallets and mobile phones. So where is it? 17. I think it is Aadhaar Pay. Clearly mentioned, the paragraph begins with the same information. So which option is that? The second option. What are the two new schemes to be launched by the government to promote the usage of BEAM? Again on page 4, the first paragraph, continuation from the previous page, the last sentence talks about what? These are a referral bonus scheme for individuals and a cashback scheme for merchants. So which talks about that? A referral bonus scheme for individuals and a cashback scheme for merchants. Same wording should not be a problem to get the answer. 19. What is the meaning of the phrase weed out? What is the meaning of the word weed? Unwanted plant in a garden. But what part of speech is it? Noun. Here what part of speech is it? A verb. It's a phrasal verb. Though the noun form has a negative meaning, the verb form has a positive meaning. So weed out means what? Remove, literally speaking, remove unwanted plants. In this context, remove what? Eliminate anything that is not required or anything unwanted. So what is the answer based on that? The first option, to eliminate anything unwanted. Smoke weed, that is a different connotation. Smoke weed means what? It goes with drug addicts. Some drug addicts, they take, in Telugu we use the word ganjai. Have you heard of that? In English, it is called marijuana or hashish. I think two different words are there, technical, botanical terms. And they try to smoke. This expression goes with that particular context. To smoke weed, completely different. It doesn't go with this context. To reprimand, what is the meaning of the word reprimand? You have got many a time. To scold, rebuke. Another word is what? Rebuke, admonish. To demolish, demolish goes with what? Buildings, structures. Demolish means what? Destroy, completely bring down. They demolished the building within no time. A typical expression. Shall I move on to the next one? What is the name of the board that will replace a regulation and supervision of payment and settlement systems in the Reserve Bank of India? I think the last paragraph has this. So what is it? Payments Regulatory Board. Which option is that? Third option is yes. Shall I move on to the last 10 questions? I think we have 2 sets. You got to be very attentive and be ready to write. I'm not going to write, I may dictate. If it is required, based on your body language, I will use the screen tab. Now, these are very time-taking. Presence of mind is required, and you got to be very careful. So, I will not read out the instructions. What do you understand? You see 2 words. They look alike, confusing words. You have to select the right word. When the band came on stage, underline band, not your headband, not like something like that. Here, band means what? A music band, concert band, a rock band. And when the band came on stage, the stadium erupted in acclamation, acclamation. This is to some extent your presence of mind, and if you look at the words very carefully, if you can recollect one particular word, acclaim. Acclaim means what? Praise. Then acclaim, which one seems from that word, do you think you can get this word or this word? Acclaim, which is better? Acclamation. So what is the answer based on that? First option. Please take the first option. I will not look at the options. I will tell you what is right, what is wrong. Here, acclamation. And write the meaning of that. Acclamation means to praise. Praise or laud. L-A-U-D. Laudable, praisable. Laudable efforts means praisable efforts. And acclimatation, acclimation. But generally we use the expression acclimatization. Please write the word acclimatization. We don't use this form, we use what is the word? Acclimatization, T. Acclimatization means to get used to. Write the meaning of that. To get used to. What is the other word for to get used to? Adapt. Write the word adapt. A-D-A-P-T. Adopt is different, adapt is different. She got adapted to American culture. Means what? She got used to American culture. But acclimatization goes with a formal context, not with everyday context. Now, I'm anxious for this semester to be over so I can relax. Or, I'm eager for this semester to be over so I can relax. Which one seems right? Second option, not anxious, eager. You're waiting eagerly for this semester to be over. What is the reason? You want to relax. What is the third one? I can't decide, please put a star mark this one. I can't decide between or among the pink, blue or a red shirt. How many of you say between? Raise your hands. How many of you say among? Raise your hands. Among is not right. Why? Please underline, where is that? Or. Imagine you see the word and, then you should use, okay, but here what is it? Or. So you cannot use, what is the answer here? That is a difficult one, very difficult. Only a few can get under pressure. Now don't ask me which option, that's a sheer waste of time. Shall I move on to the next question? We are running out of time. Your conduct on the field violated the canons of fair play. But generally, imagine you don't know the meaning. Many questions I feel based on your presence of mind, based on common sense, you should get the right option. will you use a singular form or a plural form? Plural form. Which option is in the plural form? So that is the answer. But let us see the meanings. First you write the meaning of cannon. What is the spelling? Double N. Cannon means a large gun fixed to 2 wheels or 4 wheels. In olden days, I hope it looks like a cannon. They would use 2 wheels, then large gun they would use at the time of the war. So that is known as what? Cannon. But now write the meaning of the second word. Canons means rules and regulations. Canons means what? Rules and regulations. So that goes with the sentence. Your conduct on the field violated the rules of fair play. Seems right or wrong? Yes, fine. They won the championship in a, please put a star mark, B, very important. They won the championship in a clean sweep compared to last year's game loss. No, I will ask the question. Give me a minute. How many of you think compared with is right? Raise your hands. How many of you think compared to? Raise your hands. Answer is compared with. Please make a note. I will give the reason why. Compared with is used, please make a note. When you talk about similar things, related things, same or similar, they are talking about championship, they are talking about last year game loss. They are similar or not similar? Similar. So compared with. Then you write compared to, different. Not same, you talk about different things. Compared to. Now if I say France looks better compared to Athens. Now Athens, a modern city or ancient city? They are same or different? Different. So you have to use compared to. France looks better compared to Athens. Now I compare France and London. Both are modern cities. What will I say? France looks better compared with London. Have you got the difference? That's a bit difficult to make out. Now what is the next one? A proper burial for the deceased. What is it? Which option? No, you have to respond. First option means what? Dead. Deceased means what? Dead. A dead person. Deceased person means a dead person. So burial ground, burial, it goes with a dead person. Now 23. Megan writes in her diary or dairy? What is the spelling? D-I-A-R-Y. A lot of people get confused between diary and dairy. But easy to remember, what do you write in your diary? About yourself, I. So D-I, it goes with whatever you write about yourself. There ends the matter, easy to remember. And the oasis is just an illusion or delusion. First you write the meaning of the word illusion. Illusion means hallucination. Please write. You all must have seen the movie Arya 2. So Brahmanandam uses this word quite often, hallucination. And also write the word fantasy. What is the word? Fantasy. I'm sorry. I'll write here. Hallucination, fantasy, also write imagination. Illusion means what? Hallucination, fantasy, imagination. Now write the meaning of the word delusion. Delusion means misunderstanding or misconception. Please write misunderstanding or misconception. Misconception. Shall I move on to the next one? So what is the answer here? Illusion is the answer. The disruption, though annoying, was not enough to elicit a response from the judge. Elicit. Write the meaning of the word elicit. Elicit means extract. Write the word extract. To take out. Elicit. And usually it goes with the word, underline the word, a response. I am not able to elicit a response from the students. Do you understand? Right or wrong? Sometimes, not all the time. Now write the meaning of the word illicit. Illicit means illegal. Exactly. Illegal. Not legal. And write one combination, illicit child. Illicit child means what? Illegal child. Not born to a legal parents. Illicit child. Also write one more expression, illicit liquor. Illicit liquor. But when you say illicit liquor, it has a negative, another connotation, something that is not pure. And we use the word spurious. Spurious means what? Impure. Shall I move on to question number 24? There are too many, this is a bit difficult, ponderous, imponderables for an overall prediction. Underline the word prediction. First you write the meaning of ponderous. No, first you write the word ponder. Ponder is a positive word. Ponder means think deeply, to think deeply. Ponder over means think deeply about something. But ponderous, a different meaning altogether. Please write the meaning of the word ponderous. It means clumsy. What is the spelling of the word clumsy? C-L-U-M-S-Y. Also write the word awkward. Clumsy, awkward. Ponderous means awkward or clumsy. Imponderables, write the meaning. Imponderable means difficult to estimate or guess. Difficult to estimate or guess. Very difficult to estimate or guess. So what do you think the answer is? Second option. There are too many imponderables for an overall prediction. Means difficult to guess. There was long queue. What is the spelling of queue in this context? First option. Write the meaning of the second one. Queue means what? A signal or a sign. Signal or sign. Also write the word clue. You can say queue or clue. Both mean the same. In the ticket counter, the landlord, please underline the word landlord. Old English landlord means what? A person with 100 acres or 200 acres. But modern English landlord, house owner. Please write the meaning. Landlord means house owner. And his wife is called landlady. Write the opposite word. My landlord, my landlady. Ask the gardener to hew the branches. I don't know how many of you know this hew. It goes with what? Please write color, shade. Write two words, color. Also write the word shade. And hew means to cut. Cut. Also write chop. C-H-O-P, chop. So which one is the answer? The second word is the answer. Chop the branches or cut the branches. 25, her garments are loose. Which option? First one or second one? A loose opposite tight. Which part of speech is this? Which part of speech? Loose dress, loose shirt, adjective. And which part of speech is this? What is the past form? Lost. Now he ring or rings the bell. The easy one, but I don't think you know the meaning of the word. Please write. A ring means squeeze, twist. Also write the word twist. When you wash clothes, what do you try to do when you take the clothes out of the bucket? You twist them and you want the water to go off, then you put it on the clothesline. And that is known as a ring. Squeeze or twist. So what is the answer here? Rings, second option. We use a kind of wax spur with sealing. First one or second one? Sealing is that one. Now, I would like to ask the question, how many of you have got all the 5 correct? Please give her a big hand, one girl over here, I appreciate, very good. Now we'll do it very fast, I don't know, it's already 10 past 3. Now this, you have got this already, last time when you got for 10 blanks, today only 5 blanks. Restlessness is the root cause of chaos in individual minds. Most of us have forgotten. Now here of the 5 blanks, 4 blanks are purely based on your grammar knowledge. Should not be a problem. What is the subject here? Most of us, singular or plural. So will you say have or has or have? Which option is that? So what is the answer? Have forgotten the fundamental binding force. Now we will see the, this is due we tend, is it right grammatically? This were not correct, that was because. This is reasoned, this is because. He is giving the reason, present tense. What is the answer here? This is because we tend to avoid the vital issue of self-knowledge or the knowledge of the soul. The science of spirituality needs to be given a new orientation for wider appeal. Spirituality, first singular or plural? Singular. But it talks about present or past? Is nothing, was nothing, has is not correct, were not correct. So it talks about present, so what is the answer? Spirituality is nothing but becoming conscious of the soul and God within. Modern society, this is not based on grammar, this is based on knowledge related to phrases, usage. Now society, generally we say society as a whole, mankind as a whole. So what is the standard phrase here? As a whole. Which one has that one? Second option. Modern society as a whole values intellectual and physical growth. How many of you have got this one right? That's very good. The path of positive mysticism, what? Enabled, enables, present tense or past tense? How many options in present? 3 options. Enables it for achieving, enables one and achieved, enables one to achieve. Which one seems right? I'm glad I could complete. A paper like this, you should consider only 20 questions, not 30 questions. You don't get time.